Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica and today we are going to do a book haul. Now, I know that I'm not supposed to be buying books. It's not that I'm not supposed to be buying books, it's that I'm only supposed to be buying books that I have been like highly anticipating, or books that are a continuation in a series that I've already read the books prior. So yeah, the last book haul I did though, I think was in January, so this isn't that bad. It's a smallish book haul. I subscribed to Fairly because I wanted to see what it was all about. I finally got off the wait list in I think February. So yeah, the first book that I received from Fairly was The Adventures of Amina El Sarafi. And this is by Shannon Chakraborty, I think is how you say her name. And she wrote a really popular series that I have not read before. I think she's primarily just a fantasy author. It's not fantasy romance. So I don't know how I'll feel about that, but I've actually heard really great things about this. This is about a pirate. I think she's like in her 40s and she is a retired pirate. But for some reason, she needs to go back out on the sea and she needs to get her old band back together and go do pirate things. So I think it sounds really interesting. This book is gorgeous, as you can see. These are the edges. Yeah, so I'm definitely excited to have this on my shelves, and I do plan on getting to it. I've heard the characters are just really lovable and it has that found family aspect in it, which I love. So I'm definitely going to get to this soon. And yeah, I really just am excited to have it. This is the first special edition book I've ever received. So it's exciting. I did put my Fairly subscription on pause now. So I think I will get the April book, and that'll be the last book that I'm getting from this, just because I have so many books to read. But it's definitely been fun. I'm really excited about this because it is a fantasy romance from my understanding, and that is The Foxglove Kick. This is so gorgeous. These edges are amazing. So this is by Hannah Witten, and I know she wrote For the Wolf, which has really mixed reviews. So I don't know, I hope that I love this, but again, it's just so beautiful. It makes me not want to read it, but I'm going to. Yeah, it's definitely a fantasy romance. And it has a reverse dust jacket. So yeah, definitely beautiful. This is a girl who escapes a cult 10 years prior, and she's trying to make sure that she's not found. The synopsis says that her magic ties her to the city that she escaped from, and she's making her living running poisons in and out of cities, and on one of her runs it goes bad and she is captured by the king, and while the king has her, she is guarded by one of his guards, and it sounds like it's going to be a love triangle between the guard and the king and her. So it sounds really good. I actually like reading the synopsis made me want to pick it up right now, but I'll probably try to get to it in May, even though I already said I want to get to so many books in May. But yeah, it just sounds really good, so I'm excited for that. I also got off the waiting list for Illumicrate, and I got one book from them, and then I skipped the next book because based off of the theme that they put out, it didn't seem like something I would be interested in. So the first book I got though was Lies We Sing the Sea by Sarah Underwood. From my understanding, this is a sapphic romance. It has a lot of mythology in it, and yeah, it sounds interesting. So this is what the hardcover looks like. This one I'm not super intrigued by. Mythology doesn't really do it for me, but it's still gorgeous. And I am going to try to read it because I want to read the books that are on my shelves, and who knows, maybe I'll love it. But yeah, just based off the synopsis, it doesn't seem like necessarily my perfect story, but I think I'll still try it out because you never know. Those are the edges. And then I actually want a giveaway from Betsy Book Reviews. They did a giveaway for 100 subscribers, so congratulations to them. I will link their channel down below, and I actually won their giveaway. So they were giving away a special edition Candy Steiner book from the Bell Box, and maybe I'm going to subscribe to the Bell Box now because I love the way that this looks. This is the edges, this is the back, and it doesn't have a dust jacket. The image is printed on the hardback, and I love that. So it's just really gorgeous. I've actually never heard of this book by Candy Steiner prior, but it's only like 250 pages, so I hope to get to it soon because I actually really I love Candy Steiner's writing. And thank you so much to Betsy Book Reviews for doing the giveaway and sending me this book. I really appreciate it. Now on to the rest of the books. So I read the fine print, I think in March, so I bought Terms and Conditions because I want to carry on with that series, and I followed my rule and I didn't buy it until I read fine print. So I actually followed my rule for once. So this is the second book in the Dreamland Billionaire series. This follows Declan, who is another one of the brothers. I don't know much else about it other than that, but I do know that people like each book in the series more and more, and I like the fine print, so I'm excited for this. Hi, it is a few hours later. My camera died, and then I needed to run out for an appointment, so I had to leave and come back, but I'm here now to finish up this book haul. So the next books I have here, I just bought right after my appointment, so in the middle of this haul. But that's because I read the Caraval trilogy and obsessed with it. I loved it so much, and everyone says the spin-off series is even better. So I wanted to go out and buy that series like right away. So I got Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber, and I am so pumped for this. And I'm pretty sure I know the character that this follows from the Caraval trilogy. I was hoping they would have this in hardcover because The Ballad of Never After is only out in hardcover right now, but they only had a paperback, so I got it because I don't even care. This dust jacket is also pretty damaged, as you can see, but it was the only copy they had, and like I said, I couldn't wait. I didn't want to order one. I wanted it right away, so I got it, and I'm probably going to pick this up like really soon. I was shopping at a used bookstore, and I came across Luck. This was definitely an impulse purchase, and I just got it because it's by Jennifer L. Arbintro, and I really, really loved From Blood and Ash. Since then, though, I have DNF'd the Crown of Gilded Bones and have completely fallen out of love with that series. I loved the first book, liked the second book, and really did not like the way the third book was going. It was super cheap because it's a used copy, and I'm sure I'll get to it at some point. But this has the first two books in this bind-up, I believe, which are Obsidian and Onyx, and I believe it is a alien romance, which I've never read before, so it should be interesting. Next, I picked up Serpent and Dove. I went into the bookstore one day because I was really craving book shopping, and I bought 2 books there, even though I technically shouldn't have, but I just was really craving it. So I got Serpent and Dove. I know literally nothing about this except for that it's a YA fantasy romance, I believe. And that's all I know. But I've been loving YA lately, especially YA like fantasy. It's just so accessible and fast-paced and fun. So I'm excited to get to this series. Like I said, don't really know anything about it, but I love the way that the covers look, and I hope I like it. So the other book I got that day was Hooked, and I was shocked when I saw this in my local bookstore because they never ever have like TikTok books, if you know what I mean. They typically only have like the cartoon style romance or Colleen Hoover, kind of like What Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey and The Love Hypothesis. Those are the kind of books that they typically have in their romance section, and just a ton of Colleen Hoover. So they never really have anything like this, and especially never anything dark. So I was super excited when I saw it there, and I picked it up. And this is a Peter Pan retelling, I'm pretty sure, and this whole series is different kind of retellings, and they're dark romances, so I'm excited. I've heard really good things about it, and yeah, I love retelling, so I should really like it. So that was the first time I ever saw that there, and that was like probably a month and a half ago, and then like I said, I went in there today to get the other series by Stephanie Garber, And they had Haunting Adeline, which I was shocked by. They had the Twisted series. They had the Addicted series. So they're definitely stepping it up, which is really, really exciting. So my rule was I needed to finish the previous book in a series before I bought the next books. But that's really, really hard for me because I really like to binge things and read them back to back. So it's a rule I'm struggling with, clearly. But I got, this is, I think, 2.5 in the series. It's like a novella. And then this is the third book in the series, and it's the Bargainer series, and I'm really enjoying it. So this one came a little bit damaged from Amazon, but it will be fine. I saw someone raving about this on Instagram, and I can't remember who it was now, but it is Thief of Dreams by Beck McMaster. And this is a series called the Court of Dreams series. Again, I know nothing about this except that it's a fantasy romance, and it was like, people were loving it. So I went to go download the Kindle Unlimited version or something, or maybe it was free, but the paperback was like $4.99, so I was like, might as well get the paperback. I didn't realize that it was this short. It's 100 pages, so that's why it was so cheap, but that's okay. I like having the physical copy anyways, but I'm excited to get to this, and it will be a nice little quick read to get through. Then my best friend came over one day, and she had a blind date with a book that she had gotten from a bookstore, and she got herself one and got me one and brought it over to me. And when I opened it, it was Cursed by Marissa Meyer. So this is funny because this is the second book in a series, and we were kind of like, oh, that stinks or whatever. And then when she got home, she opened hers and it was also a sequel. So I'm not sure if they did that on purpose, so you would maybe like go back and buy the first one, or if it was just an accident, but kind of stinks. But the first book in this is Gilded by Marissa Meyer. I've read Cinder by Marissa Meyer like way back in high school, but that's the only thing I've read by her. So I'm excited to give this a try. I think it is another retelling from what I know. Gilded is on Kindle Unlimited, so I'll probably read it on there and then read Cursed. But yeah, so my friend got me this one. Then Carissa Broadbent released 6 Scorched Roses. This is a novella set in the Crowns of Nyaxia world. I have not read that book yet, but I plan on reading it soon and then reading this one. You can read it in any order, she says, because it's in the world, but it's not following any of the same characters. So yeah, it's supposed to be, this is a world that involves vampires, and I think this girl has to make a bet with somebody else or a promise with somebody else. Yeah, she strikes a bargain with a vampire, and she offers him 6 roses in exchange for 6 vials of vampire blood, the one hope for her town's salvation. So it sounds good, and everyone is loving this series by Carissa Broadbent, so I'm super excited to get to this. It's super short. Lastly, I bought Saving 6 and Redeeming 6. This is so heavy. It's so big. These books are huge, but Redeeming 6 is like huge. So these are the 3rd and 4th books of the Boys of Tommen series. The Boys of Tommen series is a sports romance series that follows Shannon Lynch in the first book and then Joey Lynch in the 3rd and 4th book. And they have a really, really bad home life and an abusive father. And it just follows their stories and like what they go through and then their romances. And they are very emotional, but they are so, so, so good. So I'm so happy to have these. I've already read Saving 6. I'm going to pick up Redeeming 6 probably in May. I'm a little scared because I've heard this is so like heartbreaking and also just so good. So I'm excited, but yeah, these are my last 2 books for this book haul. All right, so that was it. It was just a smallish book haul because I'm trying to be good and I've done a pretty good job, but that's all for me, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.